Welcome into the show. We are live with some breaking news. You're watching Philadelphia Eagles Now by Chat Sports. I'm Chase Sr. No matter where you are, how you're tuned in, as always, we appreciate you for making today's show a part of your day, and we appreciate Howie Roseman for making another big splash. We've been talking about how the safety position, massive need for Philadelphia. Howie Roseman has addressed that in a steal of a trade with the Tennessee Titans, and he's bringing in Kevin Byard, the former two-time first-team All-Pro. Dianna Russini with some trade details here as this trade went down just moments ago that the Tennessee Titans trading All-Pro defensive back Kevin Byard to the Philadelphia Eagles. The Birds will be sending the Titans a 2024 5th and 6th rounder, as well as safety Terrell Edmunds on that one-year contract. And now Philadelphia bringing in a ball hawk, a player with a lot of versatility, and a player, when you look at the snaps by position, can really benefit and help out this defense in a multitude of ways. 87 snaps at slot corner, 171 snaps at free safety, 129 snaps in the box, and in 2022, 201 snaps in the slot, 506 at free safety, 393 at box safety. So not only is he a great player, extremely versatile as well. We're going to break this down in further detail coming up. We're only getting started here on the show. I'm Chase Sr., producer Chip on the ones and twos. First, though, we want to hear from you because you look at those trade details that we just popped up. What a move for Howie Roseman. I mean, he trades for A.J. Brown in that move with Tennessee on draft night 2 years ago, and now one of the best safeties in the game, who actually was born in Philadelphia, moved away from the city when he was 14 years old, is coming to the city of brotherly love. I need you all to grade the trade of Kevin Byard. A, B, C, D, or F. Let's get that comment section going here. I'm seeing a lot of people in the chat right now who were with us for our watch party last night, and it's always great to see some real ones. Lamont Lancaster sent me a message on social media. He said, Eagles trade for Kevin Byard. I said, LFG. Lamont giving us an A grade. Philly Savages with an A. Punjab A. Percy Dupree, no grade, but a bunch of fire emojis. That's good as well. My boy Brandon Ford. What up, B Ford? He also is chiming in with an A. Class A. Mike Ray A. Star Wars B. Frank Griffith. If Howie gives him a new contract, A, you need to keep him for some years. Ken Shinrell, A+. Look, even if it's just a short-term rental, you were giving up pretty much nothing, as we noted from that report from Dianna Russini. Now, a lot of you have been subscribed to the channel. You know that we always bring the heat. Whenever the Eagles make a move, we discuss it. But those of you who have not subscribed, do so right now. We bring you Eagles coverage, catered to Eagles fan all across the globe, and we're approaching 60,000 subscribers. Kevin Byard gets traded to the Eagles. We're going live in a matter of moments. Why I like the move for Philadelphia. You talk about the players, one of the best safeties in the National Football League, but also you watched the Eagles last night, dominant defensively against the Miami Dolphins. The Dolphins came into the link averaging about 37 points per game, almost 500 yards of offense. But even last night, the safety play somewhat subpar. Terrell Edmunds isn't that good of a player. And Terrell Edmunds, you're giving him up for Kevin Byard as well as 2 picks, and you still have a bevy of picks in the 2024 NFL Draft. So the value of this trade is great. The player is great, one of the best safeties at that position, but he's also versatile, can play in the slot, in the box, deep. And that's going to help out this Eagles defense a lot. And this is just great compensation for a former two-time first-team All-Pro. Ray Oid, getting us started with a $20 donation. I give it an A. Ray Oid. We appreciate that donation to the show. And if you want to be like Ray and get featured live on Eagles Now, a couple of ways for you to get involved. Use the hashtag Eagles or Super Chat to ask us anything. We have about 300 people watching live right now, 62 likes. We should be able to get that like number up to 100 in no time. Our Super Chat menu for today, $5. The Eagles beat the Dolphins last night. We'll beat the Dolphin again here on Eagles Now. $10, your initials gets on the hard hat. $20, EAGLES chant. $50. We're doing a beer bat for the Phillies. Pre-game show on TBS is up here to my right. You think Chip and I were going to miss this game? Hell no, but we'll still give you some great Eagles content. $50 for that beer bat, and if you send in $100, you enter the Bird's Nest Hall of Fame. So if you're ready to talk about Kevin Byard to the Eagles, I want you to hit that thumbs up icon and like the video. And with Ray sending in that $20 super chat, that's 20. E-A-G-L-E-S, Eagles! Howie Roseman does it again, and of course we heard that chant a lot from Lincoln Financial Field last night as the Birds put the beat down on those Dolphins. So we'll start the official show once we get to 100 likes. We have about 300 people watching live right now, 81 likes. We're going to talk about the Byard trade, but then a lot of news and takeaways following that Dolphins win. We'll do 2 segments, and you never know. If we get a lot of super chats, we're down to hang out and do a mailbag as well as we watch the Philadelphia Phillies look to punch that second straight ticket to the World Series. We're up to 96 likes. More likes that we get, the more people who will hang out, the better that the show will be. And of course, if you haven't subscribed, do so right now. Recent commenter club. I'm looking at Sean Richardson, Star Wars, Trey, Rodney, Mike Ray, iShine, Jose, Sean, Cole, and Wayne. Wayne giving us a go Birds. We're all saying go Birds right now because the Philadelphia Eagles have a Super Bowl contending team, as we saw last night, and they just made this massive pickup for Kevin Byard. So we're going to discuss that here on the show. Chip, if you want to go Eagles Now intro into Manscaped, you can do that. We're going to talk about Byard to Philadelphia, what it means, the player that he is, some background information on him, a lot to recap following that Dolphins victory from last night, and it's all coming your way live on Philadelphia Eagles Now. And if somebody sends in that $50 super chat, the beer is ready, it's cold, and we will do a beer bat for those Philadelphia Phillies. All right, let's start the official show. Hang out with us. We appreciate you being here, and let's dissect it all live here. We have some breaking news coming at you on Philadelphia Eagles Now as Howie Roseman has done it again. The Eagles addressing their biggest need on this roster at that safety position, and they're trading for all-pro safety Kevin Byard. Our coverage today is presented by Manscaped and the brand new Lawnmower 5.0 Ultra. You can get 20% off and free shipping at manscaped.com/chat. We'll tell you more about what Manscaped has to offer to the 9 million men worldwide who have already purchased their products here in just a little while. So the breaking news on this Victory Monday for the Birds is that the Eagles have traded for Titan safety Kevin Byard. And there are a lot of reasons why I like this move for Philadelphia. It's the biggest need on this Eagles roster, as I noted. He's a really special player, also has a lot of versatility to his game. He could play all across the field in that secondary. In 2023, he's already played 87 snaps at slot corner, 171 snaps at free safety, 129 as a box safety. And last year, slot 201 snaps, free safety 506 snaps, box safety 393. So an extremely versatile player who can be considered as a ball hawk. Co-leader in NFL interceptions a few years ago. We'll dive into his resume, his stats, his numbers, and the impact that he could have for this team on today's show. Now, Dianna Russini with the trade details here that are a big talking point for what we want to dissect here. She took to Twitter to say, Titans trading all-pro defensive back Kevin Byard to the Eagles. The compensation here is yet another masterclass for how to run a football operations unit by Howie Roseman. The Eagles will be sending the Titans a 2024 fifth-round pick and a sixth-round pick, as well as safety Terrell Edmunds, who has gotten burnt all year, isn't that good of a player. And the most notable moment that he's had in Philadelphia when Bleacher Report mic'd up him and DeAndre Swift during the Philadelphia Phillies NLCS matchup against the Arizona Diamondbacks. Great entertainment with that clip, but he's not an entertaining player, and you're giving him away for a fantastic player in Kevin Byard. So my instant reaction here to this is that Howie Roseman does it again. This is now 6 of 7 seasons in which Howie Roseman has made an in-season move to bolster this Eagles roster. The Philadelphia Eagles just dispatched one of the top teams in the NFL and the best offense in the National Football League in the Miami Dolphins, who entered Sunday Night Football, putting up nearly 500 yards of offense and 37 points per game. The Eagles' defense, even though they were weak at safety without Reed Blankenship, gave up 10 total points, 244 yards, 12 first downs, and shut down the number 1 rushing offense in the NFL for 44 rushing yards. And now Byard is going to be able to add to this Eagles defense that already is very, very talent-rich, because Byard, one of the best safeties in the National Football League. Now, he is 30 years old, so he's been in the league for a little while. A 2016 third-round pick out of Middle Tennessee State. Does that sound familiar? I think it does, because Reed Blankenship, his safety co-partner, also went to Middle Tennessee State. But Byard, even though a small school guy, played really well in the college ranks. That's why he was a third-round pick. And at the NFL level, he has earned 2-time first-team All-Pro honors. He's a 2-time Pro Bowler and the co-interceptions leader back in 2017. Ball hawk instincts. That's what he can bring this defense, in addition to that versatility. What's also important for Byard, who was actually born in Philadelphia, grew up in the city until his parents got divorced when he was about 14 years old. Then he moved to Georgia. He was born in Philly, but durability, a huge part of the equation here, because since coming into the league, Kevin Byard has never missed a game. He's played in all 120 games for the Tennessee Titans and has a bunch of starts under his belt. You look at what he's done over the last 4 years here. In 2023 for a Titans team that is struggling a little bit, he's played in all 6 games, 47 tackles, no picks, no pass breakups, no quarterback hits. But you look at what he's done in years previously, this is why he was looked at as one of the top trade candidates in the National Football League. In 2022, tackling machine, that's been a consistent theme of his career. 108 tackles, 4 picks, 6 pass breakups, 1 quarterback hit. In 2021, 88 tackles with 5 interceptions, 13 pass breakups, and 4 quarterback hits. And then in 2020, 111 tackles, 1 pick, 7 pass breakups, 1 quarterback hit. And from 2016 through 2019, an immediate impact player for that Tennessee Titans defense. His career stats, pretty stupid when you look at them. And we've talked a lot about Byard here last year, this year on Eagles Now. You know, Dianna Russini had that report over the weekend that Philadelphia was canvassing the market for some defensive back help, and Byard is the answer, and was the answer in Howie Roseman's eyes. And why I love this move for Philadelphia, it's the compensation, it's the versatility. But again, the overall player here, never missing any games, 120 of them in his career, 674 tackles, 27 interceptions, 63 pass breakups, and 4 sacks. He's not going to be included in a lot of blitz packages, but how about the performance from Sean Desai last night in just confusing and confounding that number 1 Dolphins offensive attack? And now you add Byard to the equation on this Eagles defense, and this is why the Birds continue to be Super Bowl contenders. A lot more to get to here on the show. First, though, this is why you subscribe to the channel. When the Philadelphia Eagles make a move, we give you the best analysis, we go live right away, and we cover this team year-round, every single day, approaching 60,000 subscribers for a reason. So join the movement, hit that subscribe button. It's Eagles Now by Chat Sports. What this Eagles safety depth chart looks like right now, Blankenship did not play against Miami because of that rib injury, but once he comes back, he'll be slotted in at one of those safety spots and then Byard at the other. As far as your backups go, I think that everybody was focusing on just the overall dominance from this Eagles defense last night that came from the stars on this team, some of the young players, the masterclass from Sean Desai. But how about what some of the young Bucks did? Eli Ricks and Sidney Brown. Sidney Brown got his first career start. I thought he held up pretty well, so that's a good depth piece now for Philly. Mekhi Garner got activated from that practice squad. Justin Evans currently on IR. But your 2 starting safeties, Blankenship, Byard, 2 good players, 2 very versatile guys who have instinctual elements to their game that allows them to make big plays in coverage, and all of a sudden a weakness has turned into a strength. Plenty more to get to, but first, Our coverage of Kevin Byard to Philadelphia is presented by Manscaped and the brand new Lawnmower 5.0 Ultra. You can get 20% off and free shipping on all of the best men's grooming products at manscaped.com/chat. Promo code chat. Gentlemen across the nation, this is an urgent message for all of you. The Lawnmower 5.0 Ultra features a new cutting-edge design and next-generation dual skin-safe blade heads for different shaves. It's pretty much a spaceship to take your boys downstairs to the next level. Join the 9 million men worldwide who trust Manscaped with the brand new Lawnmower 5.0 Ultra by using that link and that promo code. Every man knows how scary it can get when going for a close shave below the waist. That's why I trust Manscaped for all my sensitive areas. I'm lucky to be one of the first people to try the new Lawnmower 5.0 Ultra, and I can say right here, saying that it's a game changer is an understatement. 5th generation trimmer features 2 next-gen interchangeable skin-safe blade heads, a standard trimmer blade for taking a little bit off the top, and a new foil blade to go for the smooth finish wherever your heart desires. We'll put that link down below in the comments section and in the description of this video. Byard's PFF grades for this year. They don't check out as well as they have in years previously. Overall grade of 67.3, a run defense grade of 78.6, pass rush grade of 60 even, and that coverage grade of 61.2. He's allowed a passer rating when targeted of 97.5, and he's played 232 coverage snaps. I think that those numbers will increase, and they'll get better because the Eagles have a great defensive line. They've invested a lot of draft capital. A lot of dollars have been allocated to building up the trenches. I think their linebacking core has been a massive surprise this year. Darius Slay, James Bradbury, very good corners. Eli Rick steps in, plays big snaps against Tyreek Hill on Sunday Night Football. He passes with flying colors. And now at that safety spot, Byard, just another addition to what is a very talented team and defense specifically. And then why I also like the move here. Couple of reasons that I want to break down real quick. Kevin Byard is one of the best safeties in the NFL. You're addressing a massive need that was going to be able to hold this team back if you didn't address it, in my opinion, because as you get deeper in the regular season, schedule about to get really tough. It kind of started with that Jets game, Miami game. You have to take on the Commanders for the second time, Dallas Cowboys after that. You're going to be going up against some high-potency offensive attacks, and if you continue to struggle at that safety position, that can cost you in a big game like it did for the Eagles against the Kansas City Chiefs last year on Patrick Mahomes. I think that was more of a byproduct of Jonathan Gannon not being as good as Sean Desai, but he had one incompletion in that second half, and it was only a throwaway for Patrick Mahomes. So you needed to address a need and a position of importance, and you're able to do that here. I like the versatility of Kevin Byard because he can play safety and in the nickel, as we broke down those earlier snaps at all those different positions for him. And then it's great compensation. Like, you're giving up mid to late round picks and Terrell Edmunds on an expiring deal for Kevin Byard. And he is under contract for the next couple of years. You take a look at the base salary and the cap hit, the Eagles will most likely owe about $2 million this year. Outside of that, it's going to be the Tennessee Titans absorbing a lot of that cap hit, but a base salary going into this year of $13.5 million, a cap charge of $19.5 million in 2024, base salary of $13.5 million with that cap hit of $17.8 million. 2025 and 2026 are void years. And then in 2025, he becomes an unrestricted free agent at 32 years old. So you do have an opportunity here to have a really good player on this defense for a couple of years and a really good veteran. And the veteran presences in this locker room, I think, are also important too, especially when you're bringing in external guys. Future Hall of Famer in Julio Jones and a former 2-time first-team All-Pro in Kevin Byard here as Howie Roseman continues to be in his bag. The highest paid safeties per year, again, you're paying a pretty penny if you want to hold on to Byard over the next couple of years. He's not necessarily making Derwin James or Minka Fitzpatrick or Jamal Adams money, but he does fit somewhere in that equation among some really good safeties in this league. So I want you to grade the trade of Byard here. A, B, C, D, or F. What do you think about the latest move for Howie Roseman and this front office to bring in this player from the Tennessee Titans? Let us know grade it. Don't forget to subscribe. We appreciate you for watching as always. All right, we're only getting started here on our live show. That's the breakdown of Kevin Byard, but coming up, some more takeaways from that Eagles win over the Miami Dolphins, a Jalen Hurts injury update. Continue to hang out with us. If you want to get on the show, please make sure you use the hashtag Eagles, better yet, Super Chat, to literally ask us anything. That's hashtag Eagles or Super Chat to ask us anything and get involved on the show. Do we have any hashtag Eagles in yet there, Chip? If so, we can pop up a couple right now to skim through those. We have one that came in, and we also got another Super Chat from Flippin' the Bird, 85. Let's fucking go, he said, with a bunch of Eagles emojis. That's one of our Bird's Nest Hall of Fame members and one of our Super Chat MVPs. Lamont Lancaster, do you think Howie Roseman is going to make another trade before the deadline? You know, it wouldn't surprise me. You look at what Howie did last year, signed Ndamukong Suh, signed Linval Joseph, made a trade for Robert Quinn. So, you know, Howie Roseman has now made moves in season 6 of the last 7 years. This is yet another one, but if he looks at another position of weakness, another position of need to address on this team, I think that Howie Roseman, he's going to address that for sure. So again, hashtag Eagles or Super Chat to ask us anything. We have $40 in donations right now. We do have a Monday Super Chat menu for you that we can also pop up if you so kindly want to donate to the program here. Last night, we gave away a signed Vince Papale jersey. We raffled off a Kelly Green Eagles flag, so it was a blast. $5, we're going to beat the Dolphins. $10, sign the hard hat. $20, another Eagles chant, which we owe you. $50, a beer bat for the Philadelphia Phillies. They're about to throw that first pitch against the Diamondbacks in Game 6 of the NLCS. Can we do a beer bat before that game begins? And then if you send in $100, you enter the Bird's Nest Hall of Fame. But Flippin' the Bird, he sent us that 20. E-A-G-L-E-S, Eagles! Let's go. All right, coming up next here on the show, and by the way, if we don't get a 50 in for that beer bat, we can get to 100 total. The beer is waiting here, ready to go in that beer bat as we shift gears to segment number 2. Want to recap everything that happened last night for Philly, and then also talk about the latest Jalen Hurts injury news as well. Did you send that message in for the highlight cut? Yeah? Awesome. Cool. Yeah, let's just stay here. All right, so coming up next here on the show is Sean Paul sends in a $10 Super Chat. Sean Paul, gonna get a gold sticker here to go on the Eagles hard hat. Sean Paul H. We're gonna put you on there, and then we're also gonna put Ray on there from earlier. He sent in the RO, and then Flippin' the Bird getting a gold sticker as well. Here's what Sean had to say. Hi, sounds like great news, but what is his rank as far as being a safety, and was he one of the safeties that you were looking for the Eagles to pick up? Yeah, this is one of the safeties that I wanted Philadelphia to target. He's a 2-time first-team All-Pro, been in the league since 2016. He has never missed a game throughout his NFL career. We just broke down the Pro Football Focus numbers. Not great this year. I think it's more of a byproduct of the team that Kevin Byard is playing on, but his career stats are terrific, as we discussed. We just did a whole segment on Kevin Byard, Sean Paul. So if you're just joining the show, use that scroll to kind of go back and you can watch our breakdown of the Kevin Byard trade. Segment number 2 is coming your way here on Eagles Now, so let's get to it. Coming up on today's Philadelphia Eagles Now, we're going to continue to recap what was a very impressive win for the Philadelphia Eagles over the Dolphins on Sunday Night Football. We're going to get to the latest Jalen Hurts injury news and dissect how the Eagles won with some of the best Eagles analysis that you're going to find here on YouTube. First, though, just wanted to take this opportunity to thank everybody for supporting the program. We picked up 85,000 views during our watch party against the Dolphins. Want to send a hearty congratulations to Potion for winning our Kelly Green flag. He's been a real one here on the show for a long time. Made us a new Eagles Now intro song. And congratulations to Alling. He is the winner of our signed Kelly Green Vince Papale jersey as the Eagles returned in the Kelly Greens on Sunday night. Some of the freshest jerseys in all of sports. And this is why you subscribe to the show. We give you Eagles news, we give you Eagles analysis, but we like to chop it up with our subscribers who are tuned into the program from worldwide, and we're approaching 60,000 subs, so hit that sub button right now. And with that, Eagles analysis is coming your way right now. Today's Philadelphia Eagles Now is presented by Rhone. You can get 20% off on some of the nicest menswear. We're going to put that link down below in the comment section as well as in the description of this video. It's rhone.com/chatsports for that deal to apply, and we'll tell you more about what Rhone has to offer here in just a little while. Why I like Rhone: high-quality men's clothing, breathable and stretchable fabric. I'm wearing one of their polos right now. It's great. There's no need to go to the dry cleaner because the more you wear these products, you have them hanging out, wrinkles actually disappear. Look at how clean this shirt is. Anti-odor technology because who wants to stink out there? And I love the versatility of their products as well. They have you covered from dress shirts, polos, pants, and shorts. The commuter collection has all of those. So it's 20% off using the promo code CHATSPORTS at rhone.com/chatsports. Support the show. Look good, feel good with Rhone today. Again, that link down below, hanging out in the comment section as well as in the description of this video. So overall takeaways from the Eagles now being 6-1, just an impressive win against Miami. And in a battle between two 5-1 teams, the Eagles look like a true Super Bowl contender, whereas the Miami Dolphins looked like a pretender. Those were two different teams on opposite sides of the spectrum on Sunday night. The Eagles were physical, they had depth, they had talent. I thought they dominated the Dolphins in the trenches, and they halted what was the number one offense in the National Football League, and they were able to beat up Miami on the defensive side of the rock. The defense really brought it. And you look at Miami, they came into that matchup in prime time, averaging an NFL best 37 points per game, nearly 500 yards of offense. The Eagles then hold the Dolphins to 10 points, 12 first downs, 244 total yards offensively, and that first down number I think is really impressive because Miami wasn't able to move the ball consistently, and the Eagles also held the number one rushing offense to just 45 rushing yards. I thought they really made a statement early in that game by halting the Dolphins and what they wanted to do in trying to establish the run, and then their pass rush when they wanted to throw it really got home and gave some confusing looks to Tua Tagovailoa. What stood out to me about the Eagles' defensive performance: Sean Desai did what Jonathan Gannon never did as the Eagles defensive coordinator. In-game adjustments, a masterful game plan, and just playing dominant from the start of that game to the end of it. Jonathan Gannon, I thought, was underrated and may have come in with a good game plan, but then teams were able to adjust. Sean Desai can counter-adjust to those adjustments. Eagles manhandling Miami at the line of scrimmage, and whether it was Josh Sweat, who's playing like a top 10 edge rusher this year, Jalen Carter, Jordan Davis, Fletcher Cox, they were great up front. The linebacking core was really good. The secondary with Darius Slay, I thought he played a terrific game. He gives you leadership. He gives you smart and savvy plays. The Eagles did trade for Kevin Byard because Terrell Edmunds is not the answer, and the Eagles needed to address that position. But Sidney Brown got his first career start. We didn't call his name negatively all throughout that game, and for him to play that way going up against this offense, that was a key takeaway as well. So too is just the overall depth of this Eagles defense, and then the coaching from this team. You know, they have position coaches at defensive line, linebacker, safety, cornerback, who were doing a hell of a job. And then Desai, as the defensive coordinator, I thought that his game plan really provided the Dolphins with a lot of challenges that they did not have answers for all throughout the night. From Hassan Reddick, Josh Sweat, Jalen Carter, Jordan Davis, Eli Ricks, Sidney Brown, that's team ball, and that's coaching from Sean Desai and the position coaches to put young players like Ricks and Sidney Brown in there and to have them play pretty solid football. And you look at how Miami has fared against other teams as far as points scored, yards picked up, and first downs, it was a fish fry in South Philly. I also thought the Dolphins weren't ready for that environment in South Philadelphia because we know South Beach ain't South Philly. It got loud, and that's why they had double-digit penalties, whereas the Eagles had none. But against the Chargers, Dolphins put up 36 points, 536 yards, 30 first downs. Against the Patriots, 24 points, 389, 22 first down pickups. Against the Broncos, 70 points in that historic performance, 726 yards, and 30 first downs. And then against the Bills, that was their other loss this year. 20 points, 393, 20 first downs. Against the Giants, 31 points, 524, and 22 first downs. Against the Panthers, they dropped 42, put up 424 yards of offense, and pick up 23 first downs. And then against the Eagles here, those 10 points held to just 244 yards. Not many explosive plays, even though Tyreek Hill is an unbelievable sight to watch with that speed. And then those 12 first downs. So if you're pumped up about this victory for the Birds, I want you to hit that thumbs up icon and like the video. The Eagles are 6-1. It's a great position to be in. Elsewhere on that defense, after a slow start, Haason Reddick has really started to pick it up. So this is really a takeaway from how he played on Sunday night against Miami, but how he's played over the last month. And keep in mind that Reddick was dealing with the soft tissue injury early in training camp. The groin injury kept him out, wasn't really able to practice, and then he had that thumb injury that he had to get surgery on. So the first few games of the season, I think that he was getting in shape. He was catching up to game speed, but the last four, he's been balling. And what I love about what Reddick did against Miami, so good against the run when usually he's known as a pass rush specialist. And this tear for Reddick really started with that game against Washington, got on the board with his first sack. Following week, 2 sacks against the Rams on consecutive plays to salt that game away. Against the Jets, that defense was really, really good for Philadelphia. The offense was awful. That's why they lost. But Reddick, 2.5 sacks. And then against Miami, set the edge, made some plays behind the line of scrimmage with those 2 TFLs. Didn't get on the board with the sack, but his impact was certainly felt. The impact of Eli Ricks was seen and felt as well. And the rookie who injured his knee 2 weeks ago had to play a lot of snaps. He was thrust into a large role against that Dolphins team. And how about the job that he did on Tyreek Hill? He played 14 coverage snaps. I think he's going to earn more playing time as we move forward. He was targeted 3 times. All of those targets against Tyreek Hill, yet he gives up 0 catches, has 1 pass breakup, and 1 drop. He was one of the best DBs coming out of high school. He played really good ball under Nick Saban at Alabama, and it looks as though he could be a steal for Philadelphia as a young building block on this Eagles defense. I also want to pose this question for the audience here. A lot of chatter among Eagles fans that this is Nick Sirianni's best regular season win of his career. Opponent coming off a loss, how the Eagles played and looked. Let me know what you think. Y for yes or N for no. Now, the Eagles coming out of this game a little bit banged up at that quarterback spot, and this kind of progressed throughout the game on Sunday night. Jalen Hurts did reveal that he was wearing a knee brace against the Dolphins. He did say the injury didn't happen in the game. So we're not sure when Jalen Hurts injured that knee, but it happened outside of that game against the Dolphins, whether it was practice or even last week against the New York Jets. He did say after the game that I'll be fine. Nick Sirianni did say that he was battling through some things, but this is your franchise quarterback. And anytime your franchise quarterback has any type of knee injury, that is cause for some concern, especially when you think about the playing style of Jalen Hurts. We do have to investigate this incident a little bit because Hurts coming off the field after the victory had a slight limp. He did jog off the field, though, and then was seen in the tunnel jogging to the locker room. If he was hurting a lot, I highly doubt that he would be jogging off the field, right? And if the injury didn't happen against the Dolphins and this was bothering him going into the game, had a couple of big runs in some really critical spots where he looked good. He had the escape of Bradley Chubb as he jetted right, made that play downfield to A.J. Brown. He had one of those runs where he climbed the pocket, ran up the middle, and then another one where he got out to the edge and was pushed out of bounds after a first down conversion. In evaluating Hurts against Miami, There was some good, there was some bad, and I want to segue there because some people not really impressed with what Hurts did last night. I'm actually impressed with how he played because of how he responded to adversity and more turnovers. And those turnovers, no doubt, are a problem. 1 fumble and 1 pick six. So he gave the Dolphins all of their points on Sunday night, all 10 of them. He now has 10 turnovers this year and 8 interceptions. Last year, total, he had 8 giveaways and just 6 picks and 2 lost fumbles, but he overcame it. He didn't care, and that short mindset, I think, is really important for a quarterback. That's a championship mindset where he didn't piss down his leg. He didn't get nervous. He didn't have a performance in which he collapsed, and he ended the game poorly against New York, faced some adversity against the Dolphins, but still finished strong to deliver great throws downfield and make some championship-level plays, and that's why you're paying this guy $255 million. And oh yeah, it's yet another win for Jalen Hurts as well. And a lot of people have grown obsessed with Tua Tagovailoa. They're a big fan of how he plays the quarterback position. I can see why. I've never been a massive Tua guy. I think the body frame is a little bit slight, doesn't really give you much as far as a dual threat option, can't really run, isn't fast, isn't athletic. I don't love his arm strength, and last night he had some early reads that he didn't pull the trigger on, and because of that, that's what allowed him to kind of struggle, or which led to him struggling against that Eagles defense, allowing Philadelphia to really have his number. But so many people have been talking about Tua as an MVP candidate, Tua as the top 5 quarterback this year. When you watch the game last night, who's the more dynamic player? Who's the better, more consistent option? Who's the better all-around quarterback? And who would you rather have leading your franchise? In watching both of those players, I'd rather have Jalen Hurts than Tua. And last night, he outplayed the guy who replaced him at Alabama. Tua, 23 of 32, 216 yards, average at 6.8, 1 touchdown, 1 pick, big play Slay, making the big play, and a rating of 87.5. Hurts did turn over twice. Yes, that is a fact, but 23 of 31, 279. The throw downfield late to A.J. Brown while taking a hit off the shimmy pump fake was tremendous and glorious. Average at 9, 2 touchdowns, 1 pick, and a much better rating at 109.5. So with Hurts, ideally, he finds a way to get rid of these turnovers. He can get past them. He can overcome them. He can eliminate those from his game, because when the Eagles get in the thick of a playoff race and in the playoffs, and you're facing a team like potentially the Dallas Cowboys, who might be a wild card team if you can win this division, or the San Francisco 49ers, oftentimes it's going to be really, really difficult to beat a good team like that if you're turning the football over this much. But the good news for Philadelphia is they're not peaking at the right time. They're not peaking too early, You're looking for them to peak at the right time. And right now, they haven't played their A ball yet on the offensive side of the football. But you see glimpses of everything coming together. And if it all meshes, and there's that continuity, and it does come together, this Eagles team can be dangerous. And they've been dangerous in part a little bit here and there because of the greatness from A.J. Brown. What we're witnessing right now from number 11 truly is special. And I said when the Eagles traded for A.J., reminds me a lot of Terrell Edmunds as a player, not a cancer in the locker room like T.O. was everywhere that he went, from San Francisco to Philadelphia to Dallas and beyond. But as far as players go, when you look at the size and the height, you look at the strength, you look at the ability to pick up yards after the catch, break tackles, make guys miss, and then to take the top off of the defense, and then to make difficult contested grabs like they both do. A.J. Brown is the closest thing that the Eagles have had to Terrell Edmunds, and how he's playing right now, I actually think he's better than Terrell Edmunds. 5 straight games of 125-plus receiving yards for him. He is the 3rd wide receiver all time to do just that. What A.J.'s been able to add to this passing attack, I think, has been uniquely special. And in the history of this Eagles organization, we haven't seen a run quite like this. But A.J. Brown has bailed the Eagles out offensively a lot in moments this year. And again, if Hurts eliminates the turnovers, he starts to play better ball and is more consistent. The Eagles figure out their red zone woes. Brian Johnson starts to find a groove. You have A.J. operating like this. You get Devontae Smith and Dallas Goedert clicking as well with this Eagles running game and that Eagles offensive line. That's why this team can get back to the Super Bowl and hopefully this time win it. Now, make sure you subscribe to the show for daily Eagles coverage approaching 60,000 subs. And if you like today's show, please let us know down below in the comment section. All right, good stuff here. Talking about the Kevin Byard trade and then recapping that Eagles victory over Miami. 370 people hanging out with us. A couple of more super chats that we want to get to. We're at $56 in donations right now. If we get a 50, we'll do a beer bat for the Philadelphia Phillies, currently playing right now, 2 outs, top 1 against Arizona, Game 6 of the NLCS. Or if we all come together and get to $100 in total, I will do this beer bat for the Fightin' Phils and for another Eagles win. David Marcella with the $5 super chat. Can we make a petition so that they wear the Kelly Greens for the rest of the season? I wish that they would include them a little bit more. I do like the midnight green uniforms, but they don't compare to the Kelly Green threads. I think the Kelly Green jerseys might be the nicest jerseys in all of sports. And when I came into the office yesterday, I was rocking the Kelly Green Jason Kelce jersey that I wore on our postgame show. Even people in the office who hate Philadelphia and hate the Eagles admitted that the jerseys were exceptional. So I want to see them wear them every single year, potentially. I do feel like the gap from wearing them from 2010 to now helped build up the hype, but they look so good. I also saw some takeaways that some people want to take kind of that gray and silver out and just include it with white. I think that could make the Kelly Greens pop a little bit more as well. Jason Chadwick, $2 super chat. Howie watched Tyreek Hill torch, and he said, nah, get Kevin Byard here. Yeah, I had a feeling, and I was talking to producer Chip about this prior to the show. I had a feeling you had the report from Dianna Russini. She's very plugged in. She reported over the weekend that Howie Roseman had been working the phones, looking for some defensive back help, in particular at safety. Kevin Byard, I believe, was mentioned in that article. We've talked about this player a lot as a trade candidate for the Eagles last year and this year, and he especially saw what happened. He wanted to make this move right away to get him acclimated, to get him a full week of prep going up against Washington on the road this week. You have the Cowboys after that, so he should have a good mastering of that playbook in 2 weeks for that pivotal matchup. Bye weeks coming up, so you have him for this stretch run. You had to make some moves and address that area of weakness. So Jason with that too. Good looks on that. We could show you our Super Chat menu here. We're up to $57 in donations. As top 1, Aaron Nola with the strikeout of Christian Walker to send it to the bottom of the first inning. He did give up a hit, but did have a couple of Ks in that first frame. Our Super Chat menu, $5, we're going to beat the Dolphin. All right, so David Marcella, going to continue to beat that Dolphin. $10, you get to get your initials on this Eagles hard hat here because we're a hard hat to work type of crew. $20 EAGLES chant, $50 for a beer bat for the Phils, or if we get to 100 in total, I will do this beer bat for the Philadelphia Phillies. We're down to hang out for a bit. We'll pop up a 2-minute super chat shot clock here. If you send in a super chat within these 2 minutes, we're going to continue to hang out. Sean, Howie should be indicted for the crimes against the Titans. I love that comment. That's great. A.J. Brown trade and now Kevin Byard. It's great. We can show some of the questions too. As Chip just said, barefoot 3 Ks in the first inning for Aaron Nola, by the way. Luther Franklin, a $20 super chat. That's another E-A-G-L-E-S, Eagles! Losing Hope saying, I need to be on the Bird's Nest Hall of Fame. Losing Hope, I told you last night during the watch party, brother, you're already on the Bird's Nest Hall of Fame. You're already on the hard hat here. And you're already an absolute legend here on the show. Luther Franklin said, Kevin Byard, let's go. OG Chat Sports supporter, Fly Eagles Fly. Luther. He said that he's an OG Chat Sports supporter. Damn right he is. So we reset the Super Chat shot clock. We're $24 away for a beer bat for the Phils. We'll run through some of these questions in the meantime. Extend the show with the Super Chat. Andrew Nathan, with this trade that didn't cost us much, Could Howie still be in play for a defensive end like Danielle Hunter or Chase Young? Barnett isn't playing all that well. Barnett isn't playing all that well, and I think that's why we saw Nolan Smith get some of those snaps last night as he recorded his first sack of his NFL career. I would not rule out another move that Howie Roseman could make in a lead up to that October 31st deadline, which is coming up next Tuesday. So still some room and some time for Howie Roseman to maybe address another area of weakness on this Eagles roster. Washler with the $2 Super Chat. That resets the Super Chat shot clock. Shot for a Super Chat. You know what, Washler? I'll just give you a beer cheers out of the beer boot. I don't have any liquor on me, but I'll give you a beer cheers here. Flipping the bird 85. I think Howie should still trade for Jeremy Chin, stash him for later in the season and the playoffs when he's healthy. Bring back Sue, too. So Jeremy Chin is out for at least the next 5 or 6 weeks because of a quad injury. So I'm not sure if that's going to impact other teams' ability to trade for him or their desire to trade for him, given he's going to be out for a long time, most likely until the early portion of December. You also have to keep in mind that Jeremy Chin, contract expiring. Kevin Byard going to be under contract. So I think that Howie might have made his move at safety with Byard, but maybe makes another move elsewhere on this Eagles team. Stephen Bailey with the $5 Super Chat. You talk about bringing back Sue. Look, this Eagles defensive line, especially the interior of it, they're playing really good ball. I mean, last night, even a guy like Milton Williams is dominating in the trenches for Philadelphia. So you pair him up with Jordan Davis, Jalen Carter, Fletcher Cox. This team is extremely deep along that defensive line, especially at defensive tackle. But how about Howie? You know, he makes that move for Byard, makes the move last week for Julio Jones. Never a dull moment with this football team. 1:30 on our Super Chat shot clock. If you want to extend the show, get in a Super Chat within the next 30 seconds here. Rez Macho chiming in with the question. I feel like Jalen Carter hasn't surprised us that much, to be honest. Dude, what have you been watching? I mean, Jalen Carter has been one of the best defensive tackles in football. He's top 3 in quarterback pressures among all defensive tackles. He's the highest graded rookie. He's the leader to win NFL Rookie of the Year on the defensive side of the ball. Jalen Carter has been everything that the Eagles could have wanted and more. So I disagree, Rez, but it's okay. We can disagree. We're 17 away from a beer bat for the Phils. We'll give you about a 20-second delay on our Super Chat shot clock because a lot of people do like to watch the show delayed. As Kyle Schwarber walks to start the game for the Phillies, and then Trey Turner with a fly out to the warning track, a loud first out in the first inning for the Phillies here. Bob D, who should Howie go after next? You know, you bring in a backup wide receiver in Julio, you get Kevin Byard. Do you try to address corner? But with how Eli Ricks played last night, do you need to? That's a cost-controlled asset for you. Eagles fan Kylie Caperton, any update about Hurts' new contract extension? He already signed it, Kylie. He signed it during the offseason. So no new update right there. $255 million deal, which at the time made him the highest paid quarterback in the history of football. Then that was overtaken by Justin Herbert and Joe Burrow. Ray Oid getting us past $100. Drink to the Eagles. We'll do that. We'll drink it to the Phils as well. My own perspective, $2 Super Chat as well. Thank you, brother, for that donation as well. Bryce Harper at the plate. 1-1 count after taking a fastball on the outside. Kyle Schwarber is on first base. 1 out for the Phillies in the bottom of the first after Aaron Nola had 3 Ks in that first inning. Merrill Kelly throws another ball, 2-1 count. And we're going to do this beer bat for those Phillies as we got past our goal of $100 in Super Chats. See what Bryce Harper can do here. 2-1 count. That's what you call a hitter's count. Here's the pitch. Down low for a ball, bounces it up there. It's 3-1. Let's go, Phils. My own perspective, did you see my question by any chance? No, what was it, brother? I saw the $2 super chat. Oh, I see what you're saying. 3-1 pitch here from Merrill Kelly to Bryce Harper. Here's the pitch. Outside for a ball. Phillies have 2 on, 1 out for Alec Bohm. So my own perspective a little bit earlier, lately the Eagles are known for gems in the later rounds. Should I be worried, Chase? No, you shouldn't be worried because you give up those 2 picks that we discussed a little bit earlier, you still have a lot of picks in the 2024 NFL Draft. And let me tell you this, my own perspective, right now I think the Eagles have 10 selections. They have a couple of compensatory picks that they're going to get back as well that are in those mid to late rounds. And I think that's what gave Howie Roseman some insurance in making this deal because he knows that giving up those draft picks aren't going to handicap him that much. So the Diamondbacks pitching coach out to talk to Merrill Kelly. Let's drink this beer bat in hopes that Alec Bohm can hit a 3-run shot.
Chug, 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 chug. Go Phillies, baby.
Go Phils. Go Birds. So we'll sign off after the bottom of the first tier. Bohm, we know, has had his struggles hitting behind Harper this year. But can he come through in a big spot right now? Fouls one away. Going to go into the seats along that right field section. 2 on, 1 out. Got to capitalize here. You had Aaron Nola, 3 Ks, top of the first. Did allow a single. But punctuate the momentum here. Schwarber on second, Harper on first. 0-1 pitch to Bohm. Outside for a ball. Merrill Kelly struggled to find the zone. And it's good to work him here early. 13 pitches. Come on, Bohmer. 1-1 pitch. Bohm fans at it. Good little slider on the outside. Dawkins Hero with the $5 super chat. Number 4 on the Dolphins was talking all that smack to A.J. Brown, then proceeded to get roasted. And how about A.J.? 5 straight games of 125-plus yards. Only the 3rd wide receiver all-time to do that. 1-2 pitch to Bohm. Takes it for a strike. Down and in. The 4-hitter and Alec Bohm continues to struggle behind Bryce Harper. Rob Thompson electing once again to not go at JT Realmuto, who's been hot behind Harper. Stays with Bohm, caught looking. That'll bring up Bryson Stott. You have the lefty hitter against the righty thrower matchup here. Stott, a big RBI single in Game 5. First pitch is too high. 92-mile-per-hour fastball. Chucky Shue, howdy, fellers. Hey, man, just did 2 segments. 1-0 pitch to Stott. 2 guys on, right down the middle for a fastball. 93 miles per hour, he takes it. Come on, capitalize here. Schwarber on second, Harper on first. Oh, nice little hack there. Fouls it back. 1-2 pitch. Cool Rains, usually a Red Sox fan, but go Phillies for the playoffs. Good stuff, Cool Rains. Best 2-strike hitter in baseball this year was Stott. Fouls one off. Count remains at 1-2. At the very least, you're working Kelly. This will be his 20th pitch of this first inning. Here's the 1-2 pitch from Kelly. Outside for a ball. 2-2 count. Come on. Get the bank lit up. 2-2 pitch from Kelly out of the stretch, and it's popped up. Shallow left field. Stott retired. Kelly gets out of the jam. So 0-0 going to the top of the second. All right, thanks to everybody who tuned into our live coverage today of the Birds trading for Kevin Byard. We appreciate the support. $107 in donations. You're all real ones. We'll be back tomorrow with more Eagles content because this is what we do every single day. Go Birds. What a win last night against the Dolphins. And, of course, go Phils.